Hi, my name is Karma. Welcome to today's video. Today, as promised, we are going to be decorating the left side of this entrance right here. I'm going to be making a mushroom forest type area, but like ethereal and SPACECORE and a little bit of fairy core, you know. So mostly just mush lamps, but also there's going to be like some star fragments and such. The main reason that I'm doing this is because I want to use more of this path. And I feel like I want to use more of these mush lamps, and I just feel like they add to like the ethereal feel of this island that I'm really going for. So yeah, we're going to be filling all of this space right up here, going all the way up to this river mouth, with trees and mush lamps and star clocks and the like, just making it so pretty and so mysterious. So I'm really excited for this build. I'm admittedly not the most prepared, but I have the things that I need to be able to get prepared. So as we go along, I'll be able to do all of that. So first order of business, we do unfortunately have to clean up this area. I did check with Ren, she's fine with it. She said that she's really not attached to any of this stuff, so I am going to be taking care of this first and foremost. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So, like I said, I started off with just cleaning up the area. I picked up all the random furniture items that had been plopped around, and I also dug up all the plants and such that were around, and I did keep all of them, don't worry. I replanted them on the peninsula right over here, because I didn't plan on decorating anything on that peninsula right away, and in fact, I didn't even decorate on the left side of the river that I make later, even though I had planned to. So yeah, we're just stuck with that. But yeah, I chopped down some of the trees, I picked up some of them, pretty much all the just regular hardwood trees I chopped down, and then the rest I dug up to use later in the build. Because of course, I need all the trees that I can get, it's a forest. You can't have a forest without trees. And then the most painstaking part of this cleanup was the flowers, because as I was flattening, I kept having to dig up flowers and then I'd just dump them in a pile below where the cliff used to be. And oh boy, it's been a little while since then, and I have the beautiful island ordinance, and as you can guess, it's a little bit of a yikes. They're not awful, but it took me quite a few rounds to get them all cleaned up, and it was just, overall, not a great experience. Would not recommend. But if you're not time traveling and you're keeping an eye on the flowers all the time, then I do actually recommend the Beautiful Island Ordinance. It can be really helpful if you want it to just make sure you've got plenty of hybrids, because that's what I've been using it for. You can see here, right now I'm cleaning up my hybrid flowers like the blues and purples that I've got, and pretty early on I had all of these and I was like, I can't keep up with watering them every single day and I'm not even getting that many from them. So I turned on the ordinance and I've just got an infinite supply pretty much. The only one that I'm a little bit short on is the purple hyacinths, but we're working on that. Where I replanted them, I kind of separated them from the rest, so I plan on watering them plenty and hopefully we can get a lot of them spreading and breeding up a bunch more. So then, at last, I was able to move on to the actual build itself. So here I am, just terraforming the river. This was actually a pain. I think I talked a little bit in the entrance video, I could be wrong about this, but I think I talked a little bit about how I always hear about how water forming is, oh, it's so hard and difficult, but I really didn't have a bad time with it. But this, oh boy, it was a pain. I think I'm mostly better with just like little ponds, just, you know, cute little things to just fill in an area. But if I'm making an entire river from scratch, it's pretty difficult. So yeah, I had issues with getting the shape and the thickness right and just making it curve around naturally, because it's actually a little bit difficult, I'm finding, to make things look really natural, because I can do 9-tile paths all I want, but if I'm wanting a river like this that looks just super nice and curved, it's not quite there, I feel like. And it might just be that I need more practice with it. Because, like, in Sakura, I felt like my 9-tile paths were not really that great, but on this island and on Momiji, they felt a lot better, like, just so much more natural. So maybe if I keep doing waterscaping, then I'll get better at it, but so far it's not so great. But yeah, now we're moving on to the actual decorating, so I'm starting off with a path, although again, this one was also pretty difficult. Again, likely to be because I'm better at just small spaces to fill in things, but if I'm doing something long and twisty and such, that's where I kind of struggle. But I think I did get it figured out. In fact, I actually got the river figured out too as well. But I got the path figured out as well in a little bit. One thing that happens in just a bit is I remember that this path does have a single tile version, and so the front part of it ends up pretty thick. And then like halfway through I go, oh yeah, I have this thing, I can make it a lot thinner. And so it just transitions into super thin. Yeah, right here that's happening. And just, I realized after a little bit, this looks kind of ridiculous, and you can really tell just from looking at this that I just remembered that this existed halfway through. So I do make sure to change that and kind of thicken it up in spots so that it's just thin a little bit here and there. And also, besides, you can't really even see it that great with all the trees in place. I actually got them really thick in there, which I kind of like that. That was really just what I was wanting. So yeah, now I'm starting to put in all the trees, and I really didn't have enough trees for this. I had all the ones that I dug up earlier before I actually got started, as you saw, and those got me a little ways, and then I ended up having to pop into Nook's Cranny and just buy a ton of saplings. Now, I realize as I'm saying all this that I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I'm placing all these trees and it's taking forever. I don't honestly know how it took me this long. Might have just been that I didn't trim it up effectively. I probably would have trimmed it up a little bit more if I had more time and energy, but it's almost midnight and I like to post at least every Sunday, and so far that's not happened. But yeah, here we are moving on to the saplings finally. Yeah, I just got a good few at first. I do end up going back later and buying even more. But yeah, with all of these, I was able to fill in the area a whole lot more fully. So then I time traveled to the next day and got all the trees grown in, and then was finally able to begin placing in all of our mush lamps. And I will say, the thing with time traveling is that currently it's the 20th as I'm recording this, and as I was supposed to be posting it, but it's like a little bit late. I'm sorry about that. But my point is, it takes 4 days to grow in the trees, and so I ended up time traveling to the 24th, which happens to be Turkey Day, and the Turkey Day celebration lasts until midnight. A lot of things, they end earlier, like 8 p.m. or so, but Turkey Day lasts until midnight, and the music was so loud and annoying, and when you're recording at 9 p.m. on a Sunday, that is the last thing you want. So yeah, I suffered for this, I hope you know. I'm exaggerating, it wasn't that bad. I did end up turning it down a little bit and just watching a YouTube video as I worked, but yeah. I did also end up making a meme out of it because I was annoyed enough by it, so I will put that on the screen right now. I hope you enjoy. But in any case, what's actually happening in the video, I put down a bunch of mush lamps, not quite enough to get me all the way through the forest, like all the way up to the end, but I think I will work on that a little bit later when I'm decorating the area behind it and also to the left of the river. So that'll be in a future video. For now, I didn't have enough clay on me to make any more mush lamps, I'll be honest. But yeah, I decided to just leave it like that, and then I went in with a bunch more glowing moss and also some custom designs. So the only two that I'm actually using are one of those stars designs and also the little circle dot thing, I guess, that goes with this path. I didn't put any underneath the mush lamps really, which I will admit disappoints me a little bit, but yeah, I didn't have the energy. So that is going to be all for today's video. I know that this build turned out pretty messy, but I still think that it's, you know, it's pretty nice. Even if it is rather chaotic, I might go back and edit it later, like as I build around it, just to incorporate it into the island a little bit more. But I do hope that you guys did like it, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe, it would mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Karma out.